is really around just don't know. And in most cases, they feel like they have nobody to even turn to. So we've tried to now provide a lot of that information. When you buy embedded insurance through airlines, you just get a one-pager. It's not really anything complex. And very straightforward language. But I think what we don't do well, as Prof has mentioned, is educating that these things are there. And perhaps even some kind of dynamic information providing. If you've bought, you can probably get some dynamic information going forward. And I've picked that, and we will be doing that going forward. I think on NICOM, I don't know if my DCT wants to speak to that. Otherwise, you can speak afterwards. Okay.
Thank you, Madam. And I must thank Dr. Lo for the comments he's made. Of course, you've responded to them in a way I would have not done. However, I just wanted to provide some clarity around the need for clear policies, the need for education and all that. It's actually one of the major plank of the requirements we have in the market conduct guidelines that the industry is expected to comply with. Recently, we've started a process. We've established a new market conduct department, directorate within the commission that is now monitoring issues such as this. And I'm sure the presenter had cause to engage even with us at the peak of his own company and that of NICOM. So it's something we are well aware of, and it's something we are prioritizing. To the issue around advocacy, yes. And of course, attempts to embed insurance-specific curriculums into universities' curricula and all that. Yes, very good idea. You would recall in 2013, NICOM actually sponsored your ICTC center. We built that place. We followed up. However, with the turn of event, you know, the federal government had started some policy that made life a little bit difficult for MDAs. And that has more or less stretched us. Of course, we had the opportunity of learning from Dr. Lo what he's done. And we're hoping to be able to leverage on that to be more comfortable to do the things she's talked about. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I think we've got time for two more questions, maybe.
My question is based on claims, based on your travel insurance policy that you are. Like, for instance, you talk about getting notification on your phone for you to buy a travel policy. And Dr. Rabi was talking on, that means awareness. These people that buy insurance policy. Now, I want to ask, is there a rating? Are the customers asked to rate their trip? Probably that can create a platform for them to be aware, because some people just buy without even knowing what they are buying. So if after a trip, there is a feedback for the customer to your company, maybe that can create more awareness, and by so doing, they can even suggest for others and become a platform by which they can drive such form of purchase. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, we've got two more questions. Please do the QR code. One more. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, my MD. Nice presentation according to, going by Dr. Lowo's comments. From your analysis, from your presentation, you said we have 151 million youths, I mean, from that as at 2022. That's a huge population. You said you sold 3 million policies on that relates to airline travel. This population, that 151 million is a huge population that doesn't really go through that route. Now, this Infotech, do you have a product that targets that population? What are you doing towards that population? No, that's a huge population, a huge market. Madam, the professor from ABU said NICOM, or then Dr. Dakuru said NICOM had done something for ABU. I was quite jealous. Please, my institution also, I need you to come and Lagos State University of Science and Tech. And Dr. Olowo also. Please, we need you also in our institution. So, my MD, please, what are you doing on that, sir?
Okay, thank you. First, to the first point on rating, that's noted. Thank you for that idea. We'll adopt it within our system if possible. And to the second comment or question, yeah, we view the underserved close to about 80 million. While the youths are about 150, underserved about 80 million. In terms of the addressable market, it should be a lot more smaller than that. Now, the level of urbanization in Nigeria today is almost 2 or 3 times what it used to be in the 70s. So you find that most people are actually moving to the cities. In the rural areas, a large part of what you require would be around, especially on the farming communities, which of course we have parametric solutions for most of the rural communities. Unfortunately, I think the value chain for agriculture is still not where it should be as an industry or as a country. There's a lot of work to do there. Once I think insurance can get involved with that, there's a significant population that will be covered under the agri space. As we know, oil and gas is less than 10% of our GDP. Agri actually accounts for most of it, at least close to 70%, I believe, of our GDP. So clearly, most of the people that are working are within that segment. The key thing now is not just a solution for the entire agri value chain, but also embedding insurance within the lives of farmers. Not just for their crops, but also their lives and everything that they use to produce their products. That's one area. Within the urban areas, there will be different types of solutions. Even things like rental insurance. How much do we do that in Nigeria? In other markets, it's possible, especially in markets where there's a lot of renting. I don't think a lot of insurance in Nigeria do that. So within each segment, my key response to that would be there are specific needs for specific groups. The largest groups, I would think, would be the farming communities. But within the farming communities, there's a lot of work to be done across that value chain to provide insurance solutions for not just their crops, but also their lives as well as their tools of work. Within the urban areas, a large part of our own proof of concept was really around this domestic travel, because for us, we viewed it as a proof of concept. Based on that, we've been able to take the learnings and even some of the comments here, and then we'll start to apply it into other verticals in our industry or in the country.
All right, we're going to have one small question, and then we'll do some gifts. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for letting me do this. So, yes, my question relates again to customer centricity. I think we should be doing more than just marketing. 2 items I wanted to bring to your attention. You mentioned a loss ratio of 10 to 15% on one of your products. Like, I don't know how we can justify that is something that's useful to a customer if the loss ratio is 15%. I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. And then the second thing is regards to complexity of products. So you did say, I was happy you mentioned that one pager about the travel insurance, but even something like motor insurance, which is a bread and butter for a lot of insurance companies, people are focusing too much on the commercial and not the personal. Like, I'm an actuary and I read my motor insurance policy. It started by excluding, including, excluding, limiting, excluding a certain thing, and I'm just confused myself. So can you imagine like a normal person? Like, I think maybe the question for you is like, what can be done for a market change in that perspective? Thank you.
Okay. I think first, on the first one, it's important that I also provide some economics. One of the downsides of embedded insurance that I didn't mention is the owners or the customers sometimes charge very high fees. So even though claims might appear to be 10, 15%, it might not necessarily mean it's entirely profitable. Like, your combined ratio is maybe like, I don't know, 50% or something like that. No, I think the key thing for the customer is really, one, I think we just need to educate more. I believe that if you look at the level of flight cancellations in Nigeria, and the fact that people are not claiming as much more, then probably they're not aware, or they're just, so I think we just need to educate them a bit more, and they will take up their rights for some of those policies. On motto, we've been doing a lot of campaigns on motor as an industry, especially third-party motor, which I believe is pretty straightforward. I'm sure what you're talking about is comprehensive. Yeah. So I mean, for third-party motor, which is where it's compulsory, you find that there's a lot of simplicity, and that's where a lot of industry practitioners, including NICOM and the IC, has been focused on driving. And we find that there's a lot of adoption for that. It's very simple, it's very clear what your benefits are, it's very clear what the amount is, and there's no complexity. For comprehensive, I think that that probably needs to be more driven by individual companies rather than an industry type initiative. And the Nigerian market is interesting. You find that a lot of comprehensive policies are sold through brokers. So most people that are employed here will probably have gone in as a pool through their employer, through a broker. So in most cases, you really don't have to go through the policy documentation. Your broker handles everything for you. But so if you notice, there's not that much marketing directly for comprehensive in our market. And the largest players that play in this space actually get most of that business from brokers. So it's a bit of a different dynamic. Where we need to do a lot more marketing and education is third-party motor insurance.
Okay,
We'll
thank you.
talk after this.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry, I think we've finished with questions now, but you can catch Mr. Babatunde after in the coffee break. So just before we break for the coffee, we would like to show our appreciation. So if Mr. Jola, the NAS president, would like to come and he can present the gifts to our 4 speakers. Yep, we've got the gifts. Okay, so first we'd like to give our gift to our opening keynote, Mr. Usman Jankara. If you'd like to come forward. Yep, so. Yeah, we'll give it to Jola, Mr. Jola. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, and our next speaker, the IFOA president, Kartina, if you'd like to come forward and we can... Yeah, we'll give it. So if you, Lanre, if you grab the gifts. And I'll move out the way. Thank you very much. Our keynote speech, Mr. Rabiu.
Yeah, and while we're on that, drum rolls, please. I don't think we got it when he said it. So I think the reaction was a bit underwhelming. Let me reiterate, or let me say it loud. Can you hear me at the back? Okay. So Dr. Rabiu actually said something saying that if you pass your exams, I think from July, yeah? So I'm saying it so that, of course, he's here, so that when it happens, you know who's actually giving it. You can make claims. The loss ratio will be 100. Don't worry about that. So, if you pass your exams, you will be getting a refund sponsored by the Financial Reporting Council, as mentioned by Dr. Rabiu Olowo. So please, yeah. So you know what to do to make the claim. So I won't say more than that.
Well, and our appreciation for our final speaker, Mr. Babatunde. Thank you very much.
And also, this is one company that Nigerian Actuarial Society that will see. They've done so much for the actuarial profession. So just give it up for Heiko.
Okay, so we're now going to break for a 15-minute coffee break. So we've got 15 minutes before we come back. Thank you very much.
Preserve the things they love and safeguard the dreams of the ones they cherish. Stirred by the mission to achieve a financially secure future for everyone across Africa, no matter the stage of life they are in.
That's better. There has to be a better way. Much better.
Now this is better.
No matter what your better is, realize, secure, and empower it with Zamara's pensions, medical, and insurance solutions. Life is better with Zamara.